Hey, what's happening, y'all? It's me coming back again with another vid. Now, on a lighter note, I want to talk strictly boxing news that's more on the positive light. So, I was going through boxing team today, and I came across a pretty interesting article here regarding Lucas Browne. He was recently reached out regarding his recently stripped WBA regular heavyweight title due to the fact that he tested positive on both the A and B sample of clenbuterol, which, in my opinion, and this is a rational opinion, that he was spiked in that situation because it has been clinically proven, or if you do the proper research, it has been proven that clenbuterol can be used to contaminate food and water. So, and given the fact that his situation is quite different than from Alexander Povetkin because he actually tested negative a few days before the fight with Jagayev. And he himself, Lucas Browne, had requested a lot of testing. So he was clean a few days before the fight with Jagayev, and then later he comes up positive on after the post fight, after the post fight testing. So yeah, I have reason to believe that he was spiked. He was set up. But, needless to say, this is a lesson to be learned for him. The next time he travels to a foreign country to take a fight, he's going to have to bring his own supplies, which is food and water, his own food and water with him. Do not consume anything in that foreign country while you're taking the fight. Okay? And Tyson Fury had alluded to this too as well in one of his interviews regarding the Lucas Browne situation. So, and Eddie Hearn by that matter. So, yeah, lesson to be learned. So, due to the nature of his B sample coming up positive, the WBA has decided to not only strip Browne but also give him a 6 month suspension. And normally, a fighter who comes up positive on a test usually gets a 1 year suspension, I believe, or maybe 2 years the most. And the reason being the 6 months was warranted according to the WBA is because it's fair to say that Browne did test negative a few days before the fight with Jagayev. So a 6 month suspension is more rational than it's not. It doesn't warrant that severity compared to a 1 year or 2 year suspension. So I mean, needless, you could say this is more like a taking a break anyway after the fight for Browne, so he won't lose he won't lose much time, which is a good thing for him. So needless to say, the fight with Jagayev, I think that's been ruled no contest, so he won't be warranted victory with from that. Obviously, won't be warranted victory, I believe. So, this is what Browne had to say about the whole situation. He said, "Look here, quote. It's a shame that it's a shame, but it's not a big surprise." What he told the West.com.au news tabloids. It's just a speed hump, so to speak, and there's more to come. But I'll be back. I'll be looking to come back in September. And there are 3 more routes to the world title as well as WBA, and it's not certainly not the end for me. End quote. So he is vowed to come back and he will get a title. He wants to get a title shot once more. Now, for me, Browne, for Lucas, I like Lucas a lot. I really do, but he does have to earn his way to get back into the title picture. So if he wants to do that, I suggest he'll take a couple fights with some top 10, top 15 opponents in the WBA. When I'm looking at the rankings here, you have guys like Luis Ortiz, but of course Ortiz has got a fight coming up against Alexander Ustinov, and I think in July, I believe, or August. I have to take a look at the date. But he's coming back in September, so Browne that is, or I think October because he just recently got suspended this month. So technically, his comeback should be in November, not September. But all right, it is what it is. uh, so you have Ustinov, which again he's gonna be tied up against Ortiz in a couple of months. Jagayev, I'm not sure if Browne will take that fight again. I mean, he could, but as long as it doesn't go, it does not be held in Chechnya. I mean, in Chechnya. But if it does be held in Chechnya, if Browne decides to take that rematch with Jagayev, because we all now learn that Jagayev is considering to come back and reclaim his WBA title, and he'll have to defend it against Kendo, but we haven't heard anything yet. So more likely, according to Jagaya's manager, he would consider coming back and reclaiming the title. Yeah, okay. Um, so we see Jagayev there. David Hay. Well, we all know that David Hay did call out Lucas Browne, but I'm not sure that David Hay will want that fight now because he doesn't see that's more lucrative given the fact that Browne's no longer the champion. But I think that fight could be made and should be made. Shannon Briggs. Now, we all know Shannon Briggs got a fight coming up this Saturday against an unknown opponent, but he is locked in, I believe, according to this contract between him and Hay, that if Briggs does get past his opponent on the undercard of Hay's fight against Jerdjiv coming up Saturday, then they will be scheduled to fight each other. But if it doesn't come to fruition, there is a but. I think Browne should take a fight with Shannon Briggs. That would be a damn good fight to be made. Antonio Tarver? Oh, yeah, definitely make that fight. Browne versus Tarver. I think that'd be a good fight. But some will argue that Antonio Tarver is obviously he's way over the hill. He's not in great shape. Well past his best. And, Tarver, I think he's serving a suspension as well due to the fact that he failed another drug test, and which I even came after him for. He's failing like drug tests left to right, man. And I'm surprised that Tarver's not even banned. Real talk. I'm surprised he's not banned because, again, this is not the first time he's failed a drug test. He failed a drug test earlier this year. And he failed another drug test back in 2012 after his fight against Latif Coyote. So, I mean, again, it's surprising that this guy is still ranked and he's still boxing. I mean, I don't know. Andre Fedosov, he actually beats Fedosov. So, I'm not sure if that rematch would hold any water, but I don't know. Joseph Parker. Now, we all know that Browne had declined to fight with Parker in the past. I'm not sure, given the fact that Joseph Parker has improved much more ever since that call out. I don't think that Browne will want that fight because we all know that Browne was recently dismissive of Parker after Parker had called out Browne after his title win against Jagayev. So I don't think that fight would ever happen anytime soon. So, I mean, if it does go down, I would say it will go down in 2 years. And I think that'd be a great, great fight between Australia versus New Zealand. Jarrell Big Baby Miller. Oh, yeah. Definitely a good matchup there between Browne and Miller. Very good matchup. I would love to see that fight. Browne versus Amano, Soliman Amano. Oh, I would love to see that fight. I think that'd be a great domestic level fight for Australia. Because we all know that Hamano's been talking a lot of shit as of late, ever since Browne won that title. And he's been running his mouth saying that Parker ducked him, which I think that I find bullshit because Hamano himself, and I have to allude to this again, Hamano is a guy who actually who declined to fight Joseph Parker a couple years ago. Declined to take the fight. But then when Parker all of a sudden vacates his title, a regional title, which Hamano's the mandatory. Now he says Parker was ducking him. Unbelievable. Yeah, a lot of good matchups. Let me know what y'all think, man. Care to comment, share, subscribe. Signing off. Peace.